Okay, so the next short podcast that I want to take you through is through the Bureau of Labor Statistics. I do use this or recommend this resource to our students quite a bit every semester, typically for students who are uncertain about what particular jobs they want to do. They may have chosen a major, they may still be exploring a major, but it really gives them an opportunity to understand more about the work that they might be interested in. So you can come to the bls.gov/OOH, which brings you to the Occupational Outlook Handbook. On this page, students can look for occupations by groups. So if they know that they have an interest in healthcare, they could go to the healthcare section, or they can select occupations by the type of education they want, the type of training they're going to participate in, if they're looking for hot jobs, ones that have projected growth, or they can go to the actual A to Z index. They can also browse like a sort of in relation to the ones at the top, they have them kind of by groups as well down here. Most of the time, the students I work with typically go right to the A to Z index because they have an idea of the type of occupation that they want to pursue. So for example, obviously I work with nurses, so I'm going to go to N, and it'll take us to the N's, and then we can search for our nurses. So it also breaks them down into the different types, but I'm going to click on registered nurses, and then what this does essentially is it brings us to a page similar to something that we had looked at in the Career Locker. Many of these websites that have occupational information are going to be very similar. They're going to have a summary, so a little bit about, what does the occupation look like. It has typically what do they do, so duties, responsibilities, some keywords, which are important if you're working with students creating a resume or a cover letter. What's the work environment like? So giving the student or the client that you're working with an idea of the work environment. Sort of the track and how to become a nurse or an accountant or a marketing professional. It really gives you a good idea of what the path is like. And again, pointing out the different types of skills that are important, any certifications or licensures that are going to be necessary, and then if there's advancement opportunities. Students are often interested in the amount of pay that goes along with the occupations that they're pursuing. So again, it's going to give them an idea of the breakdown of what that pay is going to look like. I often tell students to really be realistic. So if you know that $65,000 is the median pay, remember that's median pay, not starting pay. So I always have students typically look at what is the lowest 10%, because that's typically going to be more congruent with that entry level. And then knowing that that top 10% is going to be for folks who have years of experience, education kind of built in, or continuing education. So kind of knowing the range is always good, but keeping them realistic is definitely important when it comes to looking at pay. We can look at the job outlook. So for some folks, this is going to be very important. They want to look at opportunities that have some opportunity for growth over the next few years. So definitely something to consider when you're working with students, to ask them about what are you thinking about, where you're looking, and then getting an idea of what that outlook will look like. Similar occupations are always nice for students to take a glance at, because sometimes one particular area might not be what they think it is, but they want to work in the same field. So giving them some other alternatives is really a good offer for discussion and thinking about what might be a good path to still be within healthcare, for example. Then you also have the more information. So just like within Career Locker, they have links to professional organizations that are going to also have some good information about career opportunities. It's linked again to ONET. Between the BLS and ONET, they're always pretty well connected. So that's typically what I use the Bureau of Labor Statistics for, is really just the Occupational Outlook Handbook. But obviously there are some more things that you can certainly explore. There is a Students tab. The Students tab is really for more, I would say, K-12 than for adult or students, secondary or university students. So just keep that in mind. If you really want to get to the A to Z index real fast, there is a quick tab at the top as well.